The long wait is over, the summer is gone, the best leagues in the land are back.
It's time to raise the game.
Welcome to one of the most historic, iconic rugby grounds in the country. A club that has delivered for the years, but tonight delivers the South-West Showdown, a rivalry dating back decades between the University of Exeter and the University of Bath. Here's what happened last time we came to Sandy Park.
Good evening and welcome to a fairly dry Sandy Park. You join us for the Battle of the North versus the South, Durham versus Exeter.
It's Wednesday night, and that means it's BUCS Super Rugby time.
He's using those feet. He's around the last defender. Paul Brown-Bampoe. Try time for Durham University. Stop short, advantage play though, but the try is scored. Jared Williams has erupted Sandy Park. Ed Wally slides underneath the sticks for what is sure to be 7 points for Exeter. Paul Brown on the far side. We know what he can do with a bit of space, and he's done it yet again. Joe Bachner gets his second of the game. He sends Exeter University out of reach. Well, there you have it, full time here at Sandy Park. University of Exeter 24, Durham University 15. It means Exeter remain undefeated in this BUCS Super Rugby season.
The Palatinate of Durham taking the spoils and ruining Exeter's big day last time we came to the Southwest and to Sandy Park. And a little taste of our special guest this evening. Some called it the Paul Brown-Bampoe game. It's the one that he was unearthed by the rugby at large, but we knew all along that you were going to become a star, Paul. Once of Durham, now of Exeter Chiefs, and our special guest tonight.
Hey, I'm so happy to join you. Obviously this game holds a lot of sentimental meaning to me, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, Kay, we've brought you the new desk, we brought you the branded mic mask, and now we bring you the BUCS Super Rugby Challenge. This is what's at stake tonight. It is a new competition within the competition where the home side who holds the shield, which is currently Exeter, will be challenged for it every time they play a home game. So if Bath win it tonight, next time they play at the STV, the shield will be on the line. If Exeter retain it, the next time their challenge will be when they're at home at Topsham. It's like the Ranfernley Shield, but it's better because it's BUCS Super Rugby, isn't it, Paul?
Of course it is. Of
course it is. Right, we can put that down now.
It's quite hefty.
It is quite hefty. It's a hefty little number there. And let's wind the clock back to a couple of years ago when you scored those 2 tries here at Sandy Park. And I think to say that you were discovered would be unfair because I think there were a few clubs kicking the tyres. But it's certainly one that propelled you into the wider rugby's minds.
Yeah, ultimately that game changed my life. I moved down to Exeter, I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks afterwards after getting the call from Rob. And, you know, this is my first season playing Prem Rugby, playing European rugby. So, yeah, as I said before, this game has a lot of meaning to me, and I'm so excited to be here.
Can we just talk about some of the players that you've played against sort of since that fateful night? And let's be honest, there's some players out here tonight who could go on the same journey. You've played against Damien Penno, just to name one. Like, who's the toughest winger you've come up against so far?
Oh, that's tough. Like, I don't know. You got to go Penno, don't you? Really, at the end of the day. So yeah, definitely
but you did score 2 tries in that game.
I did, but he was my opposite man. But he had a great game that day as well. And you know, just to be on the same pitch with someone who has achieved so much in a game, I was almost standing there just like taking notes, just learning from him. So yeah, he's my toughest, I got to say.
So how did events like this, how did BUCS Super Rugby prep you for that professional career that you're embarking on now?
I think ultimately before Durham Uni, like I hadn't played a very high level of rugby before. I just played at my school, occasionally at my club, a bit of county, and that was it. That was the extent of my rugby experience. So to go from that to now having the opportunity to play at stadiums like this, playing against boys who, you know, had Prem contracts as well, it upskilled me. And I was lucky enough to join Durham in an era where, you know, we were dominant. That year that I played my first BUCS league, we won the league, went to the final, unfortunately came short against you know who. So, you know, the likes of Fred Davies, I had Keezy there as well. And yeah, you know, I had great support and I was playing against high level opposition, and yeah, that set me up to move on, take the next step.
Good times that era. We all remember it very fondly. Look, we've got to talk about Exeter because we're going to hear from Gareth Elliott, the coach, in a second. You play with loads of these boys. Exeter Chiefs, train with Exeter University the whole time. What do these guys bring?
They bring pace, they bring line speed, and they also bring a fair bit of experience as well. There's a few old heads kicking about. I know they're a young team, but there are a few old heads kicking about who will, rally the boys today.
Right, let's hear from Gareth Elliott, Exeter's main man. I caught up with him literally moments ago. Gareth, here we are. The crowds are streaming in. It's the South-West Showdown, the second big night in EURFC's calendar. What's the excitement with you? What's the excitement in the squad like ahead of tonight?
Yeah, it's always massive ahead of these games, and the crowd has turned up being a really, really good one. So the guys love it. You know, their friends, family, all the club men are here. It's always a great occasion, and now it's about us performing on the field and expressing our rugby. You know, last time we were here, we got a few things wrong, and I think since then we've learned and we've grown as a team. So now it's about kind of rectifying those couple of bits and putting our best foot forward.
Yes, we don't want to dwell on a loss in the past too much, but it needs to be addressed. What do you think was the key factor that went against you, against Durham? Did the pressure of the occasion get to the team, do you think?
I think it's always a pressure game because, you know, it's a big occasion for these guys, and it's great, and that's where you get your learns from. And there was quite a few guys in that game, it was their first, you know, spotlight fixture at Sandy Park in front of a big crowd, and I think definitely, like, individually and as a group, we learned some things about pressure rugby. And like I said, since then we've definitely grown, and our last couple of performances shown, even in some tight games, we're able to find that extra gear or make the right decisions at the right time and get out of those situations.
Let's talk about the season on a wider theme. Bit of a mixed bag before Christmas, but since the turn of the year, 2 really pleasing results. You feel that you've turned a corner?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, when we have had those slightly poorer performances, we've always taken something away from those games, and the guys have definitely changed as a group. They've grown as a group. Leadership wise, we're really strong now. We've got a cluster of leaders that are third years there that are really driving things forward, and I think that will really help tonight. In between, you know, sides will always have their purple patches. In between those moments, those guys grabbing the group together and resetting them will be really important.
I think an enduring testament to the quality of Exeter and the Exeter University programme is the fact that you've got so many who are involved in the under-20 Six Nations. But without them, who are you particularly looking forward to stepping up tonight?
Well, we've got guys stepping up in terms of those guys filling in, like Harrison Hall. He hasn't had much of a shot yet until the likes of Nick Allison, Nick Lilly, Campbell Riddle have gone away. That's somebody who's, again, at a first year, taking his opportunity, playing well, his first occasion out here. So he's a guy that can grab it, who can make the most of it. We talked in the group before the match about having those highlight moments, being the guy that steps up and wants to have your hands on the ball, wants to make those big tackles, wants to be the guy that's first there in the kick chase, and he's got a great opportunity of doing that. But also guys like Noah Fenton, who had an outstanding game here last time round, even in a loss. Really excited to see him go. He missed last week with an ankle injury, but he's electric. Any space you give him, he's going to be dangerous to defend.
Can't wait to see all those dangerous threats. Go well tonight, Gareth.
Thank you very much.
All right, a man with his eyes on the prize and looking to change the record because it's been tough yakka so far for Exeter this season. Let's talk about Bath really quickly, Paul. We're seeing them trot in now, the brothers in blue. what is in their DNA that you're expecting from them tonight?
Well, I have not so fond memories of getting pumped by these blokes a couple of years ago when we played them at the Rec. We know that they're fast, we know that they're powerful, we know that they've got good drill, and I think that's what they're going to bring ultimately.
All right, we have got hardly any time to get up to commentary, but fortunately I'm with the fastest man in Devon. So here's Aaron James, the head coach of Bath, and also a little preview of all roads leading to Dragons. Aaron, welcome to Sandy Park. You're no stranger to big occasions in BUCS Super Rugby, but it's been a while since Bath have been at one of these showcase pieces at Sandy Park. What's the excitement levels for you as someone who's been round the block a little bit in the league and seen it all?
Yeah, round the block.
In the nicest possible way.
Yeah. No, it's an iconic stadium, and you know, the boys adds another spectacle for the boys, another memory for the guys, and yeah, you know, it just be a special night for everybody.
Well, they've got good memories about playing Exeter this year. That win at the STV was the first win in 10 attempts against Exeter. Do you feel that you got the monkey off your back now against the boys in green and white?
Yeah, I've struggled. It's been a long time ago now. Yeah, we did then. That's a long time. We're humbled by last week's events and loss. They're always a strong side, Exeter. Probably lower in the table than they can be, and yeah, so we know what to expect, and we're looking forward to it.
Look, you say you're humbled last week, but the grander picture is you're right in the mix, right at the top of the table. How big a fixture is this in the grand scheme of things, with chasing a title and, of course, the all-important home semi-final?
Look, goal was to be in the top four. We're currently sitting in the top four. We want to be in the top four, but, you know, first is in the top four and second is and third. So, as you all know, but, you know, we want to, now that we're up there, we want to keep just winning more games, like I said, right at the start of the season. And if we can do that over the next 4, 5, we put ourselves in a better place. But, you know, each game, and Exeter's tonight.
Lastly, let's talk about the personnel. I mean, you're victims of your own success in many ways. You've got 6 players involved in the Six Nations under-20s. You had 10 involved in the Premiership Cup for Bath at the weekend. So it's a real examination of your squad depth tonight. So tell us about these players that you're putting out there tonight.
Oh, look, really pleased for the guys that are not with us, because they're getting to play for the country, or they're getting to play for, you know, a really good club and a big stage and a great competition. So it's never all the right timing. You know, like you said, I've been around the block a bit. I can't remember when we had our best team out all the time. So that's just the nature of it. I think we're using player number 51 tonight, so, you know, for the season. But, you know, we're a development program, and, you know, we're pushing the performance side of it. But, you know, you got our performance like Tom Hughes was in our 7th. Chris Streeter was in our 7th years ago, as he reminded me. Freddie Rosenau, he's been going really well. Started off playing in their 3s at the start of the season and is shining. Will Keylock, Will Keylock, who I watched play hooker for their 3s this time last year. So, look, fantastic opportunity for guys in a big stage. And yeah, it's the nature of university and BSA rugby. We need a lot of players. We're developing a lot of players, and that's really, really good. And you're only as good as your second team, and, you know, right through the whole clubs, you know, I believe that ethos, and these guys are getting a shot tonight, and they'll perform.
We're looking forward to seeing the next stage in that development and performance tonight. Go well, Aaron.
Thanks, Joey. Thanks.
Take these beautiful things that I've got. Think that I've got. These beautiful things that I've got. Think that I've got. These beautiful things that I've got.
Well, welcome everybody, where you are enjoying the expertise of the Exeter Emeralds, who are putting on a pre-match show here at Sandy Park and looking to climb the heights that both Bath and Exeter are this season in BUCS Super Rugby. These are the results from last week, and Exeter back to winning ways in a half-century fashion against Swansea. Bath, a humbling defeat in the words of Aaron James at the hands of Hartbury. He played Durham tonight. Loughborough, don't play Durham, they play Loughborough, I beg your pardon. They played Durham the week before. Loughborough, they haven't lost since they came to Exeter in round one. Will Hartbury be the team to hammer their first defeat in oh so long? Right, so that's the log as it stands, and Loughborough streaks ahead. Victory for Hartbury tonight could make things really interesting as it comes to the league title running. A league title Loughborough won 2 seasons ago. The reigning league champions are Exeter, and they find themselves in unfamiliar mid-table waters, with Durham breathing down their neck in the quest for a home semi-final come the Milk Cup. These are the fixtures tonight's early kick-off with Leeds, Beckett and Cardiff. I've mentioned Hartbury and Loughborough already. Elsewhere, Swansea are hosting Durham. Historically a banana skin for the Palatinate, and Cardiff met up against Nottingham. All eyes over us here at Sandy Park. Lilly and Kane James seconded to England for the under-26 nations. So there's a number of new faces in, but Jed Finley returns from an ankle injury wearing 15, and Lewis O'Grady continues to fill the big boots of Ben Cohen. It's the dual captaincy of Lucas Thorell and Seb Driscoll tonight, with the number 8 arguably being the best player of the season for Exeter so far. Morgan Warren is set for his debut in BUCS Super Rugby from the bench. The visitors bring their own fire and dynamism in the back three. The combination of Tom Hughes, Alex Clayton and Freddie Rossignol adding real zest to the manner in which they counter-attacks. Matt Pearce is key at hooker and leads the team, while Will Keelock in the 7 jersey has risen from the 13 and will look to be influential at open side tonight. 2 freshers are set to make their introduction from the bench. Roman Andrews wearing 21 and Jamie Howard wearing 22. Right, the scene is set. The Guard of Honour is all lined up, Paul Brown. You are, unusually for BUCS Super Rugby, a complete neutral as a co-coms.
Who said I'm a neutral?
Who's taking it tonight, Exeter or Bath?
Look, I know a lot of the Exeter boys, and I've trained with them, and there's some serious quality in that squad. I also know that Bath squad is loaded with quality in itself, but I've got to back the Exeter boys tonight.
Paul Brown-Bampoe backing the Exeter boys, and there's a sense that they have turned a corner. It's been a season of unwanted records for Exeter. The first time they've lost 3 in a row in the BSR era. They've never lost on the rubber crumb until this season, and it's looking like they may finish outside the top 2 for the first time. However, since the turn of the year, it's 2 wins back-to-back, and tonight they look to change the record in their favour and gather some momentum heading into the business end of the season. For Bath, 3rd position, played 13, won 9, but with so much optimism for the season and the playoffs to come. 6 involved in the under-26 nations, 10 involved in the Premiership Cup for Bath at the weekend. They are teeming with quality, but to which depths that quality will be tested tonight. It's the South-West Showdown, and they are packed to the rafters here at Sandy Park.
Isn't it great to just see a massive crowd rocking up for a uni game? You know, how far uni rugby has come from when I started playing. Here are the Bath boys running out right now.
Well, they've come out to a cacophony of boos. We like it, tribal and partisan in BUCS Super Rugby.
We love that.
For you, did that fuel the fire as a Durham man?
Absolutely. I remember coming out of the tunnel and getting chat about my hairline, and I was ready to go. I was revved up. So here we go. Exeter boys running out right now. Look out for Lucas Durrell today at number 4, an absolute workhorse, as you know. Yeah, excited to see what happens.
Lucas Durrell, most often seen in the back row. He was player of the final when Exeter claimed the crown at the StoneX wearing 7. He wears 4 tonight, nicknamed the Dog. Embodies everything about Exeter's talismanic man.
Too right.
Wow, it is genuinely bouncing here at Sandy Park.
I'm feeling the vibrations under my feet right now. It's crazy. That is so crazy.
Eminem's Lose Yourself is blaring out on the tannoy. Neither side will want to lose this. Can they find themselves with victory tonight in the South-West Showdown? Exeter v Bath, live from Sandy Park. And it's the brothers in blue and Max Pearce who carry first as they look to emerge from their 22. Nice clean exit, but in play, and a fair bit of room here for Jed Finley, who's been 3 months out with that broken hand, and he gets a bit of contact under his belt early from deep. Rushed the fence and picked up and slammed down Tom Newman. The scrum half from Bath getting the shoulder in underneath the ribs. Bath finding a lot of room in that backfield, and it's an unkind bounce for Exeter and Lewis O'Grady. And a first chance to see Freddie Rossignol and his flowing locks upended on the 10-metre line to the delight of the Sandy Park crowd.
That was a great kick chase from Lewis O'Grady there, otherwise known as Log. So keep that in mind if you hear the name Log being referred to for the rest of this show.
Thunderous carry from Alfie Griffin, who follows in a long line of Griffins who've excelled at prop for Bath. Archie, now a Wales international. Unrelated, I will add. And when I say long line, that's 2 Griffins I know of. But
I was thinking, I don't know another Griffin that's played for Bath.
You get the picture though. Herford at first receiver is ignored, and Bath renew the aerial assault. 2 Bath players
great take there.
Converge on Jed Finley. A magnificent take, but the penalty going against Exeter. Let's see that take again.
Hands in the rock, 12.
Well, that's tough, isn't it? He deserved more from that claim.
To win the kick battle like that, as we know in this day and age, like with the new rules that have come in, kick battle is so much harder. And for him to pull off that catch and for that penalty to come through is annoying after he's demonstrated such a good skill. But yeah, here we get to see a bit of Exeter's defence in their own 22.
First look at Bath's line out. We know historically their driving maul is such a powerful weapon, and they load that arsenal up and try and deploy an early shot. Exeter drop the anchor, and Bath may get told to use it. Max Pearce is controlling things at the back, but he's been twisted, and Newman goes to first receiver.
Great
The
shot
centre
there.
splink up. Ludo Kalani, welcome back to BUCS Super Rugby, gets his skeleton rearranged for the pleasure. Tom Hilton, head guarded and into a clinch of bodies. Newman just fishing around for the ball, and Exeter's press defence. holds firm again. Bath forwards working hard round the corner. A lot of blue jerseys flooding at small gaps that are being offered by Exeter, and again they probe the narrow side. No penalties either from Exeter. It's disciplined defence. Raf Weston looks to control the narrative, but two shoulders snatch the initiative. Lovely no-look ball from Rossigno. Finally Exeter are opened up, and Chris Streeter squeezes an offload that might not have been there, but Bath somehow come away with it before a penalty surrendered. And Sandy Park will tell you everything that Devon feels about that defensive set.
That is just classic Exeter uni that you're seeing there, demonstrating such great line speed, putting Bath under so much pressure, making them go backwards. I know the boys are going to be really happy with that.
For a moment, it looked like the Exeter defence may have been fractured, but it was that key intervention from Freddie Skinner, who then chased hard after it as Tom Hughes dropped to the floor. And we're going to get an opportunity to take a breath here with less than 5 minutes on the clock, because there's some running repairs to one of the Exeter players. Not quite sure who it is. Looks like he's getting his hairline adjusted, in fact. Harrison Hall, that is, former London Irish Academy, allegedly with a voice like James Blunt, I've been told.
I've heard about it. I've heard about it too. Yet to see it in person.
Maybe a victory song, depending on how things go tonight in the showdown.
I'm sure TP will be hearing about it later on if they win.
That, for the uninitiated, is the great timepiece. Exeter's most historic landmark.
Prestigious establishment. Great carry there.
Woody Pugh uses the Bath defenders like a speed bump, and now Exeter flash down the left-hand side. They've got Bath open. Oh, sir, let the boys play.
Just let Noah Fenton score. Ultimately, it's inevitable that that man will score, or won't score, sorry. You know, he scored in pretty much every game that I played of him, multiple tries. I can't wait to see him today.
Well, that one was right on the wire, but a great demonstration in Exeter's desire to get it to the edges. Noah Fenton, I mean, you mentioned his try-scoring prowess. He had a ridiculous season on his gap year last year, playing for Taunton Titans in National 1. 19 tries in 18 appearances, I think it was.
That is just Noah Fenton, gas, and he's always at the right place at the right time. So yeah, hopefully you bring some of that form to this game today.
Newman zips it out, but not before the referee's blowing his whistle for a crumbling scrum. Here we go. This is the forward pass. What's the call here from you, Paul?
Let's see it. I feel like that's no different to what Antoine Dupont did the other week, you know. I think that's flat. I think that's flat.
I think in Super Rugby that is definitely flat, isn't it?
Yeah, come on, let the boys play.
Super Rugby.
Let the boys play.
Exeter were in though. That is a big opportunity that has been chalked away, and it's imprecise hope, but Bath flex their scrummaging muscles to just drive over the ball. That's a nice ball.
Great defence from King Gentry there.
Gets caught man and ball. Kean Gentry wrapping himself.
Hell of a defensive set
of the young French fullback.
Look how pumped they are right now. That's giving them such a boost.
Game values, please. Will I give a penalty? We stop.
Well, I've been asked to move my microphone close to my face because apparently we're picking up too much of the atmosphere here at Sandy Park. there were over 4,000 tickets sold for this ahead of today, but I think they've sold a slew on the door as well, because looking around the stand that we're stationed in, I mean, there's barely a free seat. And they are all on tenterhooks now, by and large, to see the effort of Lewis O'Grady to potentially open Exeter's account, kicking at 83% this season in BUCS Super Rugby. The sweetest of strikes, and the first shot fired in the showdown by Exeter and Lewis O'Grady.
Ice cold there. Didn't even celebrate. No fist bump, nothing. That's just what Log does. That's just what he does.
Look, I don't want to go too early, but I'm feeling a classic. I'm feeling a BUCS Super Rugby classic here.
Great take.
Side.
Wonderful extension.
Use it, 9!
From Exeter's co-captain
Let's go,
Lucas
9!
Durrell. Freddie Rossignol returns. Lucas Durrell in the black head guard there. So used to seeing the flash of blonde locks doing damage.
Yeah, that spun me out a little bit there. I was like, where's the blondness?
Blue players retreat on that.
But that's a kick to compete, to test the Exeter back three, and the big paw goes up by Alex Clayton, knocks it on in the process, although doesn't look like any advantage is coming Exeter's way. They'll have to build from their own 10-metre line. Seb Driscoll, who has been totemic for Exeter this season. On the books at Quins, bit of Prem Cup activity for the number 8 this season, and a loose ball gets chased after by Durrell. Rossignol lassoed by his opposite man, Finlay. Pearce has the ball red, that is squeezed forward in the contact, and more raucous celebrations for Exeter and their voracious defence.
Another great defensive set from Exeter here. I feel like when you just have back-to-back good defensive sets, it just builds you up for the rest of the game. Just sets the tone. They've got the scrum now. Let's see if they've got their boost of energy in here.
Bath are back in Exeter, almost a year since one of the great semi-finals. For those of you who tuned in, sparks flew on the rubber crumb.
Set!
Ultimately, it was Exeter who paved their way to the final, but it is Bath
Use it now!
who broke the hoodoo with victory earlier in the season against the green and white. But it is Exeter in their famous hoops, and Noah Fenton, who is slaloming through the brothers. He finds the offload, and Exeter find the opening score in a sizzling open salvo of the South-West Showdown. Harrison, the hero Hall, opening his account at Sandy Park.
Excellent awareness from Noah Fenton there to get that offload off, and a great supporting line as well.
Wow. Well, one thing you could have levelled at Exeter last time when Durham came to town was they weren't fired up. They didn't hit their straps, and it's been a blistering start by the green and white hoops of EURFC tonight.
And a great finish as well in the corner.
Have you finished one in that corner, Paul? Have you done them all?
I think I've done all corners now. Yeah, I completed it. Sandy Park bingo.
Completed it year one. How about that? O'Grady from right out on the edge. Everything is coming up, smelling of URFC right now. Lewis O'Grady right out of the screws, and Exeter searing into a 10-point lead with 13 minutes on the clock. Bath need a bit of time on the ball. They need a big defensive moment to feed off like Exeter have. Driscoll doesn't get much change out of that carry. He's been emboldened by taking on the leadership in an official capacity, sharing it with Lucas Durrell. But here is one of Bath's freshers who've impressed so much this season. Well, he gets clobbered round the year.
There goes Lucas Durrell again.
But he's all right. Ralph Wesson, nowhere to go, but a green and white dead end. Exeter offside. Discipline's been very good defensively from them so far. It's the first indiscretion. It means that Bath can roll the dice a little bit, but they're brought back immediately. Paul, you've been here as the enemy before when the crowd's on your back and Exeter are on a roll. How do you dampen that? You know, what's going to be going through the minds of the Bath players right now?
I think ultimately, like, momentum's not going their way right now, and I think they just need to just fire a shot. And I think away games are tough. You know, you don't have the crowd supporting you. You kind of have to build that energy within your team. And I think once they fire their first shot and they're able to build off that energy within themselves, we could see a bit more competitiveness. Oh no, unfortunately the Nines just dropped the ball.
It's just not happening for the brothers.
No.
In this opening quarter of an hour.
But I think the beginning of an away fixture like this really does set the tone. Like, I think Bath really need to get their foot in the door quite soon as well, just so they can get the ball rolling.
Look, it was a comeback win for Bath when they met at the back end of last year at the STV. A late driving maul try that sealed the first victory in 10 attempts. It snapped a 9-match losing streak dating back to 2019. So these Bath boys have done something that no Bath boys have done for the preceding 5 or 6 seasons. So they've got that confidence in them to delve into experientially.
And they've got some great talents as well. I remember when I was playing university rugby, playing against Ludo, their 12, really dynamic player. Hopefully we get to see him on the ball a bit more. And I spent some time playing some sevens with Alex Clayton as well, who's got wheels, so hopefully you get to see him set free in a minute. So yeah, great players on their backs.
Scrum shifts and shapes, and then Bath eat into Exeter, and they get a bit of penalty advantage. A dink over the top to test Exeter's backfield. It's a little clumsy from Rossignol, but no malice, and Noah Fenton just dusts himself down. Back-to-back penalties for Exeter, and in a moment they're going to be defending in their 22. It's amazing how a couple of indiscretions can sort of really drain the momentum out of the team that's on top.
Absolutely, but I think they're going to take some confidence from their first defensive set in their 22 when they were literally banging the Bath boys back. So we'll see what happens here, but I'm pretty confident that Exeter will be able to hold the fort down.
To the front they go. Max Mayer, the man picked out, and Max Pearce, who's got 8 tries to his name already this season in the armchair, but finding himself travelling laterally and in reverse. There's Chris Streeter, the former Hurstpierpoint College student, and then Pierce. Good footwork, but meets two Exeter defenders. Goodness me, Albert Dimitriev cut in half.
Met with the dog Lucas Durrell.
And it's a loose ball that leaves the brothers vulnerable and chasing back. One balloon bounce, and that is artfully dealt with by Tom Hughes. The coolest head in Devon, and the fringes are left unattended, and Newman almost snipes. Bath finding some joy here. Beautiful end over end is the 50-22 one for Bath. The touchline comes into focus, but Finley arrives in the nick of time. Really loose, fractured field. Rossigno leaves no offence and clutching at the memory of where he once was. But now Rossigno's back on his halfway line. It is frenetic, it is fiery, and it is Freddie Rossigno remonstrating with the assistant, and an Exeter line out on the halfway.
Kean Gentry doing his job once again with that great kick chase, getting the boys fired up. You know, you don't want to call a game too early, but like the boys are looking great, aren't they?
Durrell, slick off the top. Already Exeter into the midfield and deploying the crash bang of Woody Pugh. Now it's the try scorer Hall. Exeter finding the meters a little easier to come by than their counterparts in blue, but that is fine breakdown work as Bath loop the Exeter breakdown, and in transition they get marched back.
Just want to get these two players checked. Just run into each other, bang heads on the floor. Time off. Bathroom session, we'll start with the last one. These two players on the floor in the clear out, completely extra level, but they both. Just wait, physios on. Just check your eye. Just wait 2 minutes, come on. We got physios on. No. It'll be restart the blue scrum.
We have a break in play for what was looking like an injury concern, so Bath will restart the match with a scrum.
Sorry? No, he came off the ball, so as you're in possession, we'll restart the scrum.
And it's Charlie Belt
Yes.
who's receiving the attention, brother of Alfie, who isn't with the university at the moment. He's
currently playing for Cornish Pirates.
He's down at the Mene, playing for Cornish Pirates. I think that's one of the strengths of Exeter and Exeter Chiefs, isn't it? The connection with all the clubs around.
It's just the way you both.
A lot of rugby for Plymouth Albion down at Brickfields.
Yeah.
There's the option of Cornish Pirates.
I think
when I was here, it was Launceston and Redruth, but things have moved on a lot. I think that opportunity to be playing at these big clubs that aren't Premiership is great for players.
Go stop for player safety, blue in possession,
the only thing that makes you get better at rugby is playing more rugby, and ultimately it's a different type of game, you know, men's rugby compared to BUCS rugby. There's a bit more physicality involved, and I remember when I joined, like, I really benefited from that time playing Plymouth, bridging me between BUCS and the Prem.
Quarter of the match played. Exeter leading on the scoreboard and generally in command.
Set!
But Bath with an attacking platform to strike. Raf Weston just creeps left and drops it onto that left boot of his. It's got a lot of fire in it, but Jed Finley has raced across well to snuff out the threat. Hits out Weston again. Rossigno surveys the scene, picks out Hughes. Goodness me, lovely feet from Hughes. And Newman goes to the big boys. Jacob Yates, the former Wasps man in his second year. But that is the definition of a coach killer right there.
Tough to see.
Under his own player, knocked it on. Here's him up. Right, both sides are starting to lose the gap. There's too much pressure there. So before the game, keep the space, keep the pressure off. Here's him up. Going nowhere. Use.
Stable scrummaging, and Exeter encouraged to use it. Lovely feet from Freddie Skinner, but he doesn't have the contact skills to back up the footwork. Newman, he was having a torrid time as Exeter looked to counter and disrupt the clean and stable ball for him. Out to the second layer of attack, and Chris Street has got his wits about him. Ducks under one like a boxer in the ring.
Carry back, not 53 deals.
Wesson dropping a bomb on Finley again, but
10.
He looks safe as houses right now.
I was just about to say that. Looks very secure in that backfield.
Tell us a little bit about sort of Exeter Chiefs and the university and them training together. Like how intertwined is it?
Very intertwined. We have a bunch of boys during pre-season who are with us for the entirety of pre-season. So I've actually got to know quite a few of these boys really well. And like, if I was in their position, I'd kill to be in their position. Like during pre-season, because it is invaluable being a young university player and having the opportunity to be around the likes of Henry Slade, to be around the likes of Harvey Skinner, Jax Vermeulen, you know. And I know I've picked up so much from them just being around them for a year, and these uni students have exposure to them for I guess every summer. So yeah, they're definitely learning a lot from them.
The same can very much be said for the University of Bath as well. They are deeply aligned with Bath Rugby. There's a number of Bath regulars now who've worn the blue and yellow of the brothers. That Miles Reed, who's played over 100 games for Bath. He was once of the University of Bath Parish. Austin Emmons, who's playing rugby for GB Sevens, but also in the Premiership for Bath as well. He's a current student still here at Bath, and mentioned as well the 10 involved in the Prem Cup at the weekend. That is ridiculous. 10 current students playing Premiership Cup rugby.
That is crazy. And you know, having been through that pathway, that's exactly where I want to see BUCS go. You know, universities having links with clubs. I think it's great. It's great to see.
But it's all about the 15 on the field right now, and it's all about Max Pearce, who's in the chariot. And a bit of horsepower arrives, but the melee of bodies crash to the deck, and Exeter have spoiled. They've held up.
First players to fall,
and they'll have to put in. Bath don't seem to have the usual oomph that they deliver on these driving mauls. They're yet to sort of find that big shunt yet. You're abstaining from comment on this, Paul, as someone who spends his time on the wing.
I spend my time on the wing. This is not my area of expertise. So I'll leave that to you, Burnsy.
Hey.
Where did you play? What position did you play when you played rugby?
Crouch!
I played in the forward side as a flanker.
Okay,
but
there you go. You're the man.
I wouldn't say I was great on like a wet and windy day up north, more on like a flat track on the shoulder of a bigger runner.
One.
So in terms of
Angle.
maul and scrum expertise,
Reset,
I might
out
not
and
be
across.
the best to consult, but that's pretty clear and cut. Extra dominance in the scrum and a penalty to relieve this, the best bit of Bath pressure down in the Exeter 22.
Ultimately, it does take a lot out of you when you're in the 22 so many times and you haven't converted. So it'll be interesting to see how Bath react to this.
Take the line, take the line.
Finn Worley-Brady, the former London Irish Academy captain, is sent up. There is an embarrassment of line-out riches for Exeter. The latest member of the back five to be hoisted. Bath are invited to counter from just within their own half. Will Keelock puts the footwork in and skips past Seb Driscoll, but he's got a strong grip, the Quinns 8, and he eventually gets his man.
Retreat through. 9, stop. On now.
Has Rossignol for company. Wesson, no teammates behind him.
Screen, no hands, screen, no hands!
And Exeter screamed at to leave it alone. They almost can't resist the temptation, but Bath now deep within their own half. That's a nice ball just to get beyond that first hit up. Crossfield kick. Exeter spinning, and
good
there was
cover
penalty
there from
advantage.
King Gentry.
From a supercharged start, the game's sort of lost its way a little bit, hasn't it?
As happens in rugby, and as a winger I can tell you that kick battle is exhausting, so no envy for Noam Fenton and Jed Finley and Cian Gentry as well. It's lung-busting work.
It must be exhausting mentally as well. You know, positionally you've got to have your wits about you the whole time.
But you're basically just doing a shuttle run over between 20 and 50 meters. So yeah, it does take a lot out of you. But I think one thing that I love about kick battle, which you're definitely seeing from both sides here, is that it's an effort thing. It's not a talent thing, and we're seeing time and time again from both sides here. The wingers, the back three, putting the work in and coming out with results. Great hands from Ludo there.
Brave hands with Exeter bearing down upon him. He's on the wraparound now, Ludo Collardi, and this is Bath's best passage of attack. Tom Hughes escapes, and Freddie Rossignol delivers the French flair.
Very well worked attack, created off the back of a great offload from Ludo, who then continued his involvement and received the ball out the back and let his winger loose.
All that pressure, all that scoreboard dominance, and it counts for very little now. Bath in under the sticks, and it's all about Ludo Collardi's hands in the midfield to keep that move alive. A little bit of deception before Bath travelled left. Hughes showed a clean pair of heels and then thread the needle with the final pass for Rossignol to cruise home. Game on.
Here we go.
Well, Ralph Weston wants to eat out as much of the clock as possible. Maybe he's doing his hard-working forwards a favour on the lung front. As expected, makes light work of the conversion.
Still got 7 minutes to go in this half. There's a lot that can happen. Unsure about that strategy, but fair play. And he's kicked the ball away as well.
Exeter 10, Bath 7, 31 minutes ticking through on our match clock. Bath have weathered the storm, and now they're to within 3, and there's an entirely different feel about Sandy Park now. It was humming in the first 20 minutes, but now there's just a layer of anxiety beginning to drift through the stand.
A man down on the floor right now, is that Robert Gaffin? I think so.
Robert Gaffin is, and I say this to the greatest respect, not Exeter's first choice hooker. He's a quality player, former Saints Academy, former captain of rugby school, but he's in there because Louis Gully is currently with England under 20s. So to lose Gaffin would be a big loss, though Josh McAndrew, who lays in wait, the Mac attack. J-Mac brings plenty of biff in all that he offers around the field.
I think we saw his ball carrying ability in that BUCS final, was it last year? That absolute highlight he made bouncing Loughborough's 10. So, hey, great depth in that position. Let's not knock it.
I think all of his studs are still imprinted on Reece Malone of Loughborough. Poor old Reece Malone.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
BUCS Super Rugby champion, but forever remembered for being steamrolled by Josh McAndrew. I blame the BUCS admin for clipping that up on TikTok.
Hey, Reece has made some highlights himself in his time, and I'm sure he's very well aware that sometimes it can happen to you, as am I. We played the Rec, I think 2 years ago, at the Rec 2 years ago against Bath Uni, and I was made into a highlight. Not going to mention who did it. It may have been a forward, but we move on.
Here we go. Bath with the bit between their teeth, and a big carry from Archie Herford is shut down emphatically. It is all Bath at the moment. That's forward to Rossignol, but referee didn't have the angle. Wesson continues to steer Bath around the park with his left laces. He's there again. The kick battle resumes. I'm going to hand this bit over to you, Paul.
Hey, happy to take over.
This
contestable ball put up now. These new rules that have been introduced into rugby about how high ball work makes it incredibly difficult to ensure taking that ball. As we saw Log go up there, and the Bath winger put his hand up and just take the ball away from him. Like, the contest is a completely different thing now. And to be honest, I think it's good for the game. I think it makes it more exciting because it's just not as secure as it used to be. Teams are now not set on getting the ball back when it's kicked to them, and it just means that counter-attack opportunities pop out of anywhere now, and both sides have to be ready to either counter-attack or go straight into defence.
It's nice to hear you say that. I'm with you. There was far too much protection offered, wasn't there?
It was. A bit boring.
Jack Forsyth, who so often the beating heart of Exeter University,
Great
goes
carry there.
Scampering through almost to the 10, flipped out the back.
Here we go.
And off go Exeter, searing down the right-hand side, a bounce off the right
Great offload
from Gentry, and a wonder offload. And guess who? Noah Fenton.
Right place, right time. I told you that was going to happen. Great work from both of the Exeter wingers there. Cian Gentry doing bits, stepping people, and a great awareness for that offload as well off the floor. That's the response.
Noah Fenton feasting on tries once again in Exeter colours. How good was that from Jack Forsyth?
What strength in the carry.
For the pass, even beat our cameraman. Here comes the offload.
Hell of an offload.
How did he get that away?
Hell of an offload.
Cian Gentry is a medical student. He's in the same year as Manny Faye Waboso.
Yes.
So there's something about that course, and and developing primo wingers.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, credit to both of them. Like after training, seeing them go do their course and go to the hospital right after being beasted at training. It's very impressive. Cheers can be heard stadium-wide right now as lots of points.
We might have to delve into why he's called Log later. Oh, I've just worked it out.
Exactly.
I've just worked it out.
Lewis O'Grady, there you go.
That's what a 2-1 will do to you. Exeter 17, Bath 7. Just as Bath were strengthening their grip on the match, Exeter come up with a moment of real quality. And they're back in command on the scoreboard. 10 points the difference. The in-stadia clock is 39 minutes and 30 seconds. I think that isn't right. I think we've got more to come, and Freddie Rossignol certainly looks like he's got plenty more to offer. Max Pearce.
Loads of spring on that step on that kid.
Got his rugby going at Richmond as a mini, then London Irish Academy, and now the blue of the brothers. Beautiful no-look ball, but what a read from Gentry. Offloads and swallowing Bath boys. That's what Gentry's all about tonight.
He's on fire today, and the turnover there. Call back for scrum.
Well, Tom Hughes, who is there wearing 11, who made the break for the Rossignol try, he started life in the 7th team.
No way.
7th team when he came to Bath. Came here as a scrum half, converted to wing, and now here he is, first team, carving up on Sandy Park.
I absolutely love stories like that. That's testament to great coaching and great system at Bath Uni. You know, he's probably worked his way through every team and ended up playing top-level university rugby. That's incredible. Credit to him.
I bet he's sharpened his skills on a social as well. You know, rising from those levels, because there's different areas of focus in those teams.
Absolutely. You probably drop down from the 3rd or the 4th team, and it suddenly becomes all about pints and weirdness.
So, the lower you drop, the weirder it gets.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Big scrum penalty for Bath.
3-3, elbow to floor.
Tom Gully adjudged to be the culprit, who is
There will be a line out.
the marginally older of the Gully brothers. No, I think, sorry, he is older, not marginally.
He is older, yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking they were twins for a second. They are not twins. He's confirmed older.
He is the oldest one, yeah.
11 tries for Tom Gully, but a penalty conceded late in this half, which presents Bath with an opportunity to maybe get some points and a bit more of a pep in their step as they head towards the changing rooms here at Sandy Park. It is Messi on the transfer, and will it be Exeter?
No knock on being called by the ref.
Oh, just a bit loose, and Lewis O'Grady has to steer in reverse.
Seven, no! In at the side. Drive from the side, straight on ball. Clock is red. That is time.
Will Keelock, the culprit. What do Exeter do here? Penalty? Do they say enough's enough, or do they drive it into the Bath half and go for more points?
Looks like he's going for it.
I remember when Sir Gordon Titchens was in charge of the All Black Sevens, no matter where they got a penalty, if the clock was in the red in the first half, they would always play it as a psychological flex against the opposition. And for them, whenever the opposition got a penalty with the clock in the red and they kicked it out, they felt that they had them mentally.
I think that's a good philosophy, actually.
Over now.
I think as a Bath player, you want to see that ball go out. So, and now they've got to do a few extra phases of defence. So yeah, that works really well.
Go, stop now, off we go.
The backs through Woody Pugh go to the second layer. Jed Finley has to arrest his step, but Cian Gentry is full of running, full of fen, and full on into the Bath 22. The brothers circling the wagons as Woody Pugh sticks his head down and goes route one. The fringe undefended, but a javelin hit from a Bath player that absolutely needed to happen. Exeter still come. Jackling instincts there on show from the brothers, but Tom Gully uses all 130 kilos of his hulking frame to bag Exeter's third try on the cusp of half-time. And their confidence is rewarded with more points.
That is exactly what you want to happen before you go into the changing rooms. Great strength from Tom Gully. Shout out to Cian Gantry as well on the wing there, beating defenders left, right and centre. And yeah, just great carry from Tom to finish it off.
What a big few minutes for Exeter. Lewis Grady maximises the effort, a dagger to the heart of the Bath ambitions late in the first half with no time to respond. The game turned on its head and Exeter leading Bath 24 points to 7 after 40 furious minutes of South-West Showdown action. Right, let's take a look at these 4 tries. There's a couple of stunners in here, but there's 3 to Exeter and 1 to Bath. That's the headline news. But if you're into place kicking, Lewis O'Grady has been flawless from the tee. 4 from 4, 100%. But this was an outstanding finish from Harrison Hall, Paul.
Noah Fenton just absolutely dusting his man and giving that offload. Classic winger speed there and a great finish.
Well, Exeter were leading by 10 at this stage, but Bath had concerted pressure and the time on the ball that they needed to break Exeter down. It was wonderful hands on 2 occasions from Ludo Collade to release Tom Hughes. This pass cannot be understated, how pin perfect that was. And Rossignol just had to pin his ears back and finish the job. And at that point, Bath were right back in it.
And an incredibly difficult pass when you're running at that speed. I think his 9 experience came in handy there.
The carry from Jack Forsyth just gave Exeter the impetus. But Cian Gentry, who has come alive in the last 10 minutes with the wonder ball from the floor, and Noah Fenton.
Right place, right time. You can always rely on that guy to score.
Bath had an opportunity to respond late in the half, but they surrendered a penalty after a line-out malfunction. And Exeter, to their credit, backed themselves. They drove into the 22, and most notably, Tom Gully drove through the heart of the Bath Ruck. And that third try, of course, converted by Lewis O'Grady, means that it is Exeter with a handsome lead at half-time, 24 points to 7. And this is how the stream is looking in the coming weeks. We are going to crown the Women's BUCS Super Rugby League winner on either the 19th or the 26th of February. We're going to have to see how the results unfold, but you are going to see the hoisting of the trophy in its inaugural Super Rugby year. I'm off to Leeds, Beckett, up to West Park, where two purple greats of University Rugby meet again in Leeds, Beckett and Loughborough. And then it's the Men's BUCS Super Rugby League decider. And all of this is in an effort to head to the final. All roads lead to Rodney Parade. This is how it went down at the StoneX last year when Loughborough claimed a historic crown against Exeter.
Welcome to the StoneX. It's not just Wednesday, it is the Wednesday, the last Wednesday of an epic season. The champion will be crowned. Will it be the green and white of Exeter for the three-peat Exeter? Or for the first time of this era, will Loughborough lift the trophy and rest the demons of last season? It's the big one. It's Exeter, it's Loughborough.
The Green Machine versus the African Violet, a collision of colours and the clash of two University Rugby titans. The showdown at the StoneX, part 2. Meredith to Preed. Preed slips the tackle of McGay. Preed living the African Violet dream! Exeter, the Green Machine, irresistibly pour forward. The arms go up from Loughborough. Here comes Benji Jocelyn. Benji Jocelyn in dreamland at the StoneX. A gift from the rugby gods. Devon sent and a lifeline for Exeter. And Loughborough crowned in the most dramatic of finals. A first cup since 2010, and the grey skies of North London have cleared. Well, the 14-year wait is over. Loughborough are the BUCS Super Rugby Cup champions.
Take these beautiful things that I've done. Things that I've done. These beautiful things that I've done. Things that I've done. These beautiful things that I've done.
Here we go, the brothers are out and they have got a mountain to climb. A 24.7 mountain to be precise. Exeter bound out with the spring in the step of only a team who have well and truly shown up on their big nights at Sandy Park. But for anyone who's tuned in to BUCS Super Rugby for even a moment in years gone by, it can all change in a half, it can all change in 5 minutes. This one ain't done and dusted, is it, Paul?
Absolutely. The speed of BUCS Super Rugby is quite something. So, as we saw in the last 10 minutes, points scored on both ends, anything could happen.
Bath need to find a way to wrest control back again. They fought tooth and nail to be within 3 before 2 converted tries has left this scoreboard chasm, but an unforgivable breakdown in communication from the kickoff has put Exeter right under the pump.
Slight miscommunication there as to who was going to catch it, but they got a bit lucky.
I know a former Exeter University grandee who'll be sitting in Ireland watching this, screaming at the TV at that kickoff receipt. Keith Fleming.
Oh, okay, of course, Keith.
Keith Fleming.
Of course, Keith.
Doesn't miss a game. The great Keith Fleming.
Similar in stature to the great Alex Keys of Durham, I must add. They were great rivals, and it was great. It was great to see between coaches when we played each other.
2 titans of the North and South. Bath have taken their opportunity to build a drive, but once again, Exeter are a match to it.
More defence, holding up really, really strong.
Rossinho,
great feet there.
Oh my goodness.
Turned inside out.
Alex
and here
Clayton.
Alex Clayton.
Dances back into the shoulders.
Excellent scramble defence there.
Of Pugh and Finlay. Bath starting the second half with a real bit of verve. Rossinho, another touch, a big offload, and a big boulder of a man right to the line. Alfie Griffin, a man for the big moments, delivers a barnstorming break. And the try that Bath so needed in these opening exchanges.
Put through an inside hole by Weston there. Great spot, great pass, and a great finish.
Well, the combination.
With the offload added there.
Wonderful offload from Rossinho, who is, he's shown himself to be a real bag of tricks.
He is. Ridiculous feet earlier.
Yeah, Noah Fenton isn't going to enjoy seeing that one back.
That's one of those BUCS highlight moments, isn't it?
Yeah. Raf Wesson.
He's just praying to God that they haven't caught that on a reel.
Well, the more we talk about it, the more likely it is. Raf Wesson exchanges some pleasantries after slotting the conversion. And Bath are back to within 10. Max Pearce, Bath's leader. And Wesson drills it down the throat of Finlay, who's looked so assured on his first game back for 3 months, and well, commentators cursed him, haven't I? Other than that, it's been pretty flawless from Jed Finlay. But we've already seen in this second half, Bath capitalise on Exeter errors. And the new energy that's arrived from the replacement scrum half is allowing Ludo Collade to bring in weapons like Alex Clayton. Two Scottish 20s men linking up.
Clattering tackle there from Exeter.
Exeter pinned back in their 5-metre channel and deep in their 22. Bath and Ralph Wesson just eking their way up the field. I'm glad you get excited about kick chase, Paul, because as a commentator, it's a tricky one to navigate and get excited for.
It is, but as a player, you just have so much more of an appreciation of the skill and effort that goes into executing kicks when you're knackered. And Bath looks to go on the counter here. Slightly loose pass, and Exeter pounce on that. Great defence from them.
But the first bit of sloppiness from Rossigno is salvaged by Chris Streeter.
And we're back on the boot again.
It's a shrieky effort that finds the touchline, and the game can reset from a line out in the Exeter half. Bath presented a bit of a turning of the tide for Exeter when they...
Hands there from Jack Forsyth, but upended by a Bathsman.
Exeter were undefeated and top of the league when they went to the STV, but Bath's victory over them started a run of 3 consecutive defeats, and it's only...
Alex Clayton bounces off Noah Fenton there.
It's only recently that Exeter have regathered themselves, and there is a bit of mongrel and some venom in the Bath veins in this second half. Wesson sells the route. Freddie Skinner's there to link up with Finlay. On the angle, bit of green grass / muddy field found, and Rossigno captured.
Jed Finlay reads a step there.
Well, Exeter have well and truly won that kick battle. Wesson's back in the pocket, and he'll look to boom the brothers clear, but it's a modest touch finder, and there are heated exchanges in the 22.
You see what spot that, Will?
Bit of sabre rattling, nothing much more.
Hands down! Home players away.
Note that the wingers stay away from these types of moments.
Away.
Yeah, the wingers are actually chatting. they are literally chatting.
Shaking hands even.
Yeah, Alex Clayton and Noah Fenton are literally chatting and laughing.
Making up after the bouncing.
Come here.
Oh, you love to see it.
Right guys, haven't seen what started that. Okay, but we don't need all the players running in. Okay? I've spoken to you both about game values before the game. I want to see better game values from both teams. We're going to carry on as we were with a green line. Okay, 22-metre line.
Would you have described yourself as scrappy in your uni rugby days?
I'm desperately trying to think of the antonym to scrappy. I wouldn't say I was refined though.
One man sack, that's fine, we'll play. Hands away now.
Exeter to the tail, and Woody Pugh has to stutter his step and stoop low. Does get some metres and weren't his to be taken. Oh, Josh Mann, 100% Cornish chunk being introduced to the shoulders of the brothers.
Another guy I had the pleasure to meet during pre-season. Great player, really physical ball carrier, and he's on the ball again right now.
He's been involved with England 20s. He played in the warm-up matches, yet to be called upon for the Six Nations, and it's an awkward tackle on Worley Brady, really abrasive from Bath. But Exeter might just be in until they're not. The arrival on the shoulder as Wesson pops off the ball. He knew he couldn't make it, but Exeter have done fantastically to race back in numbers and avert what was looking like a breakaway score.
That's exactly what you want to see from a scramble defence set.
You popped up against Bordeaux with a similar intercept, Paul, but the end result was a little different.
Hey, you don't need to talk about it. It was a good moment. It was a great moment.
Well, Bath are really flirting with the law book rather closely, and I think that you're probably going to see a free kick against them soon.
Players, no more, please. Yeah, speak to them, time's up.
And Bath are also saved by the fact that an Exeter player is down. You're younger than me, Paul. Can your eyesight make out who that is down for Exeter?
I'm not sure. I think it might be Robert again, but he's quite far away.
Well, both sides broken up into their respective units of forwards and backs.
Let's get the water off. Let's go. Water off. Okay, just wait.
Just looking behind me in the stands, nice to see a number of Exeter Chiefs players as well, with no affinity to the university, who've come along to watch the match tonight. Meanwhile, Bath are often looking to burst the seam between the 10 and the back of the lineup. There's a seam that is burst emphatically, careering through Ewan Cole. Bath looking slick, looking fluid.
Tackle, hands away. Yeah, he's moved.
There's a new energy to the brothers, and Pearce almost finds a soft shoulder. Oh,
great cap
that is ridiculous, and Rossigno to Clayton, but the foot's in touch. Oh, we have just been denied one of the tries of the season by the bristle of a groundsman's brush at Sandy Park.
Good starter carry there from 7. Great offload off the deck to Rossigno. And an outstanding cat flap offload. He was through, surely he was through, and got tackled by the touchline. How unfortunate.
Eagle eye from the assistant. That is a huge call. You talk about delivering big moments under pressure. Tonight's assistant has just done that.
Leave him, let him go. Stop. Leave it.
Bath lock their jackling jaws down on an Exeter breakdown, and the tide has turned. It is the blue of the brothers who are coming flooding towards Exeter now.
Exeter's goal line defence is held up pretty strong, but Bath are only 5 metres out. This is going to be a massive decider as to the fate of the rest of this game. Bath having been denied by touch this previous time and being denied by some great Exeter defence previously. Let's see who comes out on top.
To the tail, Bath go. They rumble and roll round the corner the first time. They've got real momentum. Exeter heroically halt their progress. Pearce with the periscope up, looks to see if there's just a little chink in the chainmail of Exeter. Bath fracture Exeter's resolve, and they pounce again in this second half. It is game on and more. 2 quick-fire tries, and Bath back to within sight of Exeter.
Brings Exeter lead back down to 5 with a conversion to come. Credit to Bath there for constantly applying that pressure, for earning themselves that penalty that's led to this try.
Roman Andrews, the fresher from Sedbergh. Glancing up and seeing there was literally no one at home. Ralph Wesson fails from the tee for the first time this evening, to the ironic jeers of the home crowd. But the headline news is that we now have a one-score game. Bath have battled back to within 5 of Exeter, and all the energy with the visitors.
Regained back by Exeter, by Jack Forsyth.
Shoveled away by Forsyth, and Exeter emerge with possession. Seb Driscoll. Big carry.
Charlie Bell on the carry here.
From Charlie Bell. Finley. The nerves may just be jingling and jangling a little bit for Exeter again. Cruising at half-time, but now Bath squeezing Exeter in the showdown. Cian Gentry, how do you stop the man? Surging into the 22. Charlie Bell off the shoulder to Isaac Godfrey. Another fresher delivering on a huge night. Pugh on the arc. Gets reeled in by Streeter. Full front row replacements now with Jamie Miller, an outstanding prospect from Harlequins, wearing 17. Harrison Hall smuggles it to Jed Finley, who surges to the line with a burst of pace that's too hot to handle for the brothers of Bath.
Great response from Exeter here to succumb to the pressure from Bath earlier and to turn over that kickoff and maintain the pressure in Bath's half. Excellent work. Great pass to set Jed Finley through there.
Lewis O'Grady has harvested every point on offer from the tee thus far. This, one of his more simple efforts. But those posts feel awfully narrow with what's at stake right now in this second half. Not to the lock.
Threaded straight through, never in doubt.
Exeter 31, Bath 19.
We've got a game on our hands though.
Paul Brown-Bampoe, did I or did I not go early with the premonition that we might have a classic on our hands?
You're right.
Oh!
And the ball dropped in the 22, giving Bath some great field position.
The pendulum swings back to Bath. And of all the
Just
people,
as we were saying that's crazy.
Of all the people, the dog Durrell getting his paws tangled in the 22.
Okay, hold the space, keep the pressure off. Crouch! Bind! Set!
A juicy blindside for Bath to work with, but instead they go open. They go open to Jamie Howick, who slips it to Kalani. The arrival of Hughes. The finish, this time surely from Clayton. But for Exeter's Superman Cian Gentry to arrive.
Excellent last-ditch tackle there from Cian Gentry. Alex Clayton had all the momentum and he stopped him dead in his tracks.
Pick and go and patience, the order of the day for Bath. Every carry, every tackle feels full of importance right now. A burrow from Ewan Coyle. And Bath are really flaunting their power game, but the moment they hesitate, Exeter pounce. A massive moment from Seb Driscoll with the brothers banging at the door.
60 minutes into the game, you feel like that is a game-defining moment. Great way to relieve pressure for Exeter here.
Well, that's not something you see every day in BUCS Super Rugby. Lucas Durrell, the co-captain, departing the field after a typically industrious performance and being replaced by James Boylan, the second year. Known as boiled ham, I'm told.
I didn't know that.
But Exeter will see out the final 20 minutes without one of their talisman. The replacements of Bath bringing the noise in the scrum. An ominous message sent to Exeter's 8. And some heavy lifting to do in the shadow of their uprights.
Step blue on side. Use it.
Freddie Skinner finds himself surrounded, so
Dropping is fine.
has to travel back into the fog of war.
Hands up, 90! Use it, Green! Back foot.
Well, no one's in the pocket for Exeter to clear this. I'm wondering where the clearing option is. Jed Findlay is back in the dead ball, but it's all on the shoulders of Freddie Skinner, who doesn't find touch. Instead, he finds an acrobatic Tom Hughes, who does well to retrieve the ball tumbling forward. Bath have got numbers here. If the hands are sharp enough, look at the power being offered from Coyle. Trampling over Exeter defenders. Jimmy McNally, risen from the pine and into the 22. Weston with another disguised inside ball. But it's too deft for Hughes. And the attacking moment spurned.
You just felt like that blindside was on if the hands were given there.
What was going on with Exeter's exit there?
Clearly, I don't think Log wanted to step in the boot and kick that out, so they tried to work to the 15 channel. Still a great kick there from Exeter's 9. Freddie Skinner producing the goods.
Exeter have barely left their 22 since the kickoff era.
Reflecting on the previous scrum before this, the Exeter forwards must be feeling a little bit nervous.
Exeter have the try bonus point from that Finlay try and disdainfully dismissed by Driscoll.
Shrugged off there. Get off me, I can imagine him saying as he handed that guy off.
Beautiful ball inside to Woody Pugh, the club captain. of Exeter University. He's been everywhere this evening.
No, you've stripped it, he's regathered.
Short kick to compete. Cian Gentry, get up.
Knock-on advantage call. I think everyone, including me, assumed that that was a Bath knock-on.
Knock-on advantage over.
But it clearly was Exeter. Exeter fighting to get through that ruck and disrupt. Weston with the eyes. Feeds it to Coyle, who started the semi-final defeat last year at the Rubber Crumb, where Bath's Super Rugby dreams unravelled at the penultimate hurdle. Back to the boots we go. That is as tight as it can get, and Wesson had some real minerals to let that bounce, and he does miraculously to stay in field. Fenton with open field. Fenton getting it all wrong off his right boot, and Kaladi gobbles it up. Relentless at the moment, isn't it?
End-to-end stuff.
Lewis O'Grady, barely a bead of sweat shed as he retrieves that high ball. Fenton hasn't quite got that where he wanted, but it could work
but
out.
The kick chase is great.
Ooh.
Gain Exeter a bit of territory there after slicing the kick. Great work rate from Noah Fenton.
Courageous from Bath's man in the backfield to sacrifice his ribs. But Tom Hughes is penalised for playing the ball on the floor. Look at that. Cramp City.
Bodies avoiding the cramp at all costs, all over the gap.
An impromptu reformer Pilates moment from the Exeter players.
You know, I actually don't think that does anything for cramp, but the Exeter boys seem to think so.
They're all feeling it. And Lewis O'Grady has plumped for the poles, and this is a key kick. The difference right now is 12. This to take the game and Exeter's lead to 3 scores. He hasn't missed all evening.
Kick's gone wide.
But pulls it left. And Exeter, oh, well, the referee as well getting a little bit muddled up there. Exeter thought the ball had been dotted down, so there was no big chase. And, well, really, they were done a favour by seeing it drilled out into touch. Everyone assumed it had been put down, it would be a 22, but instead, a line out to Robert Gaffin and Exeter.
Okay, halfway line.
Tom Hughes being replaced by Ollie Sedgwick here on the left wing.
Exeter off the top. Woody Pugh. Oh, that is an unsympathetic pass. And that is a bit of vision and sublime execution from Ludo Kaladi. Exeter forced to carry back across their line. And Bath, an opportunity to turn the screw from the scrum.
Cian Gentry slow to get up.
Were you calling the back line to hold, or were they offside? Yeah, time's off, guys. Time's off.
That's not what you want to see from a guy who's been such a dominant force in the game.
Was that you talking to me, or was it Thomas?
Let's hope he's okay.
I can't hear now.
Bath have scored the second most tries in BUCS Super Rugby this year. They're 66, only bettered by the 81 of Loughborough. 3 on the board tonight, 1 more for the try bonus and 1 more to get the pulses racing again for a Bath comeback win. Are you sticking with your earlier prediction, Paul, of an Exeter victory?
I'll back the boys.
Sorry? What time? I've got 13 minutes to go.
13 minutes to go.
Okay.
I think that is the first time in BUCS Super Rugby history that our clock is correct. So, shout out to the timekeepers in the truck. You've absolutely nailed it.
Killing it over there.
So far this game.
Crouch!
Huge moment in the match.
Set!
The axis of the contest.
Use
Will it tilt
go nowhere.
to the way of the brothers? A weaving snake hips run from Howick. Bath almost there. Ollie Sedgwick fresh onto the field and being slammed back. Weston directly behind the breakdown. He has Rossigno in his shadow and he calls for it. 1 long ball destined for the grip of Ludo Kalani. And once again, it's game on for the brothers in the South-West Showdown.
A nervy moment for Exeter here as Bath reduce their lead with a great float from Weston. A strong pick and go here from Bath. Just creeping in those meters. And an easy finish for Ludo Kalani.
Kalani, it's only his 3rd game back since the shoulder up. This is a big kick from Weston. Sails to the left of the uprights. But Bath are within a score. Exeter 31, Bath 24. Do not go anywhere.
11 minutes to go, only 7 points in it. You called it, Byrnesy. It's going to be a tight one.
Will Smears has come on as a replacement at scrum half for Exeter. It's been immense energy from the bench of Bath. Ewan Coyle standing out, another who's worked his way up from the 5th team throughout his university career. It's been on the Wales 20s radar, but he's on ours right now for his gusto from the bench. Almost clamping down on Exeter ball. There's real hunger to the manner in which the brothers are attacking Exeter's breakdown, and there's an awkward coming together.
High tackle resulting in that penalty for Exeter there.
Interesting call. Well, Lewis O'Grady had a slightly easier kick from a similar range. bit more in front. He pulled it to the left on that occasion. And with 10 minutes remaining, Exeter are looking to stretch this lead beyond one score. This is the high shot. Bit clumsy, wasn't it, from Jimmy McNally?
He had the range on the last one, but not quite the direction. Let's see if those two things come together here.
Five from 6 to this point.
To set Exeter 10 points clear.
Cannons off the upright, takes 1, 2 bounces, and Rossignol, under duress, dots it down. 22 dropout.
Denied by the post, that is tough.
Hey Siri, ratchet up the drama that little bit more. Here's Jed Finley, Jack Forsyth, the indefatigable Forsyth, the fizz ball flat to Noah Fenton, who scampers clear. He has the support of Harrison Hall, who has more support. Oh! It's a Sandy Park stunner for the ages.
That has got to be one of the try of the seasons. Went through so many hands. Some great offload scene there.
As Will Smears fired the killer shot in the South-West Showdown.
Great speed and awareness from Murfen to stay in. Offloaded to Hall there. And then given to Smears to dot down. Simply sensational.
Just when you thought fortune was favouring the visitors with O'Grady's penalty, bouncing back off the upright. In his final year, Will Smears pops up to present Lewis O'Grady with the opportunity to stretch the lead to 14.
Just misses the right post there.
O'Grady's radar has deserted him in the latter stages of this match, but Exeter's killer instinct in the 22 has not. 12 points, the lead. 6 minutes on the clock. And for those of you who are thinking of changing the channel, don't go anywhere. This ain't done and dusted yet. Crazier things have happened in BUCS Super Rugby, and Bath have shown themselves more than capable of showing the resolve to come back and rattle these Exeter cages. Ewan Call won't thank his teammate for that ball. Oh, Big Ben! Oh, and the offload as well was delicious from Sedgwick. Exeter in transition, and Smears wisely holding on to the ball. And is that the last opportunity for Bath? Finn Worley-Brady is being replaced by Morgan Warren, who makes his BUCS Super Rugby debut. Captain of the Freshers first team at the start of the season, but now a fully fledged BUCS Super Rugby player. The resets will suit Exeter. Paul, you don't have to give it to me yet, but you've got to think about a player of the match, by the way.
Ooh.
So think about the runners and riders. And then we'll come to you in a couple of minutes.
Penalty to Exeter there, and the boys are G'd up. The clock ticking away, only 3.5 minutes left.
With Exeter shaping up to the touchline. Paul, who is your BUCS Super Rugby player of the match?
I think for me it's got to be Cian Gentry. He has been absolutely imperious today, being defender after defender after defender, setting up tries, and I think scoring one for himself, if I'm correct. But yeah, he's been on top form.
But he hasn't scored a try.
He
actually.
hasn't scored a try. It stands to be corrected.
It's felt like he's scored a try. But at times, attacking with such zest, you didn't think that anyone in Devon could stop him. A penalty for Bath, and for them, the losing bonus point is still within sight. They would be worthy of a losing bonus point. Yujian Zhu finds his jumper at the front. Coyle plays half back, and Kalade shows that softness of touch again, and Sedgwick is brought into the play. Zhu
met with a double tackle from 2 Exeter defenders there.
Weston into the hands of Jay Sahi. Almost snaffled by Exeter, but it may have presented an opportunity for Tom Hughes. It's still there for Bath, the losing bonus point. The game is gone. And Sandy Park is beginning to shake.
Exeter University Rugby Club members lining up the front of the stands right now, already celebrating as we come to the dying minutes of the game. Can Bath produce something that will earn them the losing bonus point?
Points so precious at this stage of the season. With home semi-finals, the prize, and one last dogged intervention on the deck from the Exeter forwards may have just sealed it. Looks like there's time for one last play. I know you're all big time these days, Paul, but how good is BUCS Super Rugby?
It makes me miss it watching it. The speed, the university atmosphere, the beers being chucked around in the stands. It's very nostalgic. Last play being called from the ref here. And the ball's been turned over.
Bath steal it at the line out. Kalade screams for the ball to find its way into his hands. Rossigno, if someone can muster something out of nothing, it's the fullback. But the touchline beats everyone. And it's ecstasy for Exeter. A show-stopping South-West Showdown, claimed by the Green Machine. They're undefeated in 2025, and they're sending a message to the league. Do not write Exeter University off.
How competitive is that top four?
The battling brothers bag themselves a try bonus point. But it's the Devonians' night at Sandy Park. Full time here, Exeter 36, Bath 24. Right, well, what a match. What an advert for BUCS Super Rugby. Do you ever expect anything less? And a whole feast of tries to gorge yourself upon. We're going to show you the pics of the South-West Showdown, and I'm going to nip downstairs and try and get a word with the player of the match and the winning coach. Right, well, as you can imagine, it's taking us a little bit of time to wrangle the player of the match, Cian Gentry, who put on a virtuoso performance in the 14 jersey, and these are awesome scenes. This is the rest of the rugby club, from seconds down to 8, and any more teams are beyond, celebrating their heroes, the first team who represent the club. And also representing Timepiece, the greatest monument that Exeter's ever
A great
ever
night
created.
out if you've never been on one before.
Yeah, I think it sits just above Exeter Cathedral in terms of historic sites.
Just about.
Just about. But we were chatting, Paul, when we were walking past, and you were getting loads of pelters from the Exeter clubmen. When you play BUCS Super Rugby, every game is like a test match, because you've got a finite number of games that you're going to play with your mates and against these universities.
Yeah, you'll only ever play against certain universities maybe 6 times if you do a 4th year, maybe 8. So every single game counts, and I guarantee you that there will be moments in your life after you've played rugby at a university where some other guy at another university will bring up beating you, and there's so much in it.
And that forward who skinned you at the rec, the bar.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
But amazing scenes, and we are going to get someone apparently. He's got injured. Apparently. Cian Gentry's got injured. So we're going to get someone. But let's talk seriously a little bit about the league. Exeter have had a load of unwanted records. You know, they're kind of languishing. We say languishing in 4th position coming into this. They've never ever finished outside of the top 2. 3 wins back to back, and a big one against Bath, who a lot of people fancy. And granted, they're missing many of their under-20s and Prem Cup stars, but do you get the feeling that Exeter are getting that momentum? They're getting that sort of championship roll on?
I think with an average ranking of 1.2, you know, in years gone by in BUCS Super Rugby in the league, you know, they have that experience of what it takes to win the league. I know the boys here are young, but you know, there's a few old heads there who are going to continue that standard, and we just seen it tonight. They beat, although a slightly depleted Bath side, it wasn't an easy game, and they pulled the win through.
Well, let's talk about Bath, because you used the word depleted quite rightly. All those sort of frontline players missing, backs against the wall the whole match. Immense character throughout to lose it, get back into it, lose it again, and then fight back again. You know, they rattled Exeter's cages out there
Absolutely.
For the full duration.
Yeah, well, as you said, brought it within 5 points, and EURFC chants being heard in the background here. Anyway, they lost to Durham the last time, so who really cares?
Can I just say that when we were walking past the pit, they were all screaming abuse at you, and you gave as good as you got. It was nice to see.
Hey, that's what rugby's about, and to be honest, I know it's a game that talks a lot about politeness and, you know, shaking the ref's hands, all that sort of stuff. But there's an essence of tribalry in rugby, and on the pitch you're putting your body on the line. So you can't just let stuff slide like that. You've got to rub it in. It's
all good natured, you know. We all love all the other teams and the occasion. And I guess, like, you know, for Bath, they've got big championship credentials. I think there's a lot of people talking about it being their year. Obviously, Loughborough and Hartpury are pretty good. Hartpury, big victory over Loughborough, the first defeat to Loughborough since round 1 here.
Wow.
How do you pick yourself up as a team like that? I know you didn't taste a lot of defeat when you were at Durham, but there are times when your confidence gets knocked, should we say?
Absolutely, and I think confidence is one of probably the most important quality in sport. And I think as a team, like if you're bouncing off the back of a season that is, you know, not your best season in recorded memory, what I've seen the Exeter boys doing and what clearly is working for them is getting around each other. I think there's a lot of young boys in that team, even with the boys who are away right now playing for England or their respective countries, like there's a lot of freshers in that team, and they've really got to know each other, really got to become close mates with each other. And that's what produces performance like these, when, you know, it's squeaky bum time and there's 5 points within it, and you need to bond together to pull through and get the result in.
Right. As much as I love talking and love talking with you, I think that we've got some highlights. Have we got some highlights?
Take these beautiful things that I've done.
So there we go, Rodney Parade. That's where the final's going to be, and I think I'm getting a gesture now that we are going to get someone. Yeah, Kean Gentry's going to come here, so he's going to dig us out of this hole of us
Thank
talking.
goodness.
But talking about that final, how good was it? I know you're disappointed to not win it.
Yeah.
But you know, getting there, I mean, it's an immense.
Getting there, my first year of BUCS was an incredible experience. Obviously, like, the heartbreak continues 2.5 years on. I think Kean Gentry's just popping over our man of the match.
Kean Gentry, you finally made it.
What a shift! What a shift!
You made us wait. Well,
and he's already signed it, so come on, let's go.
winger to winger. How impressed were you with this guy today?
Hey, I think the word that I used earlier was you were imperious. You know, being off. Thank you.
That's a Durham education right there. Yeah, wouldn't be using that word down in these parts.
You know, beating defenders left, right, and centre. You know, as a winger, like, I can really appreciate what you did today for the team. The offloads, you were just great, mate. Really well done. Really well done.
Coming from you, mate. It means a lot coming from you.
Oh, my pleasure. And obviously we get to see each other in the changing room when we're mates, so.
Exactly, ideal.
All right, okay,
Sorry.
Let's stop the winger loving.
Sorry.
Didn't you?
I did, yeah.
There we go. Two legends. I'm just a nobody. I'm literally just a nobody. Let's talk about Exeter. We were talking about the season. It's not been ideal up to this point by Exeter's lofty standards, but since the turn of the year, 3 wins back to back, and also this massive win in the South-West Showdown. Where do you feel you guys are at?
I think it was difficult about a month ago. We had such high expectations coming off of last season and seasons before. But I think we had a bit of a trouble with a lot of change in players. We lost a lot of leadership. We lost a lot of older players. But I think now we're coming into we're building a bit of momentum. And we sort of went back over Christmas. We said, this has got to change, and we're going to step up a bit. And I think today, especially, we showed that. Last week, we showed it as well against Swansea, but I think today has really been a momentum change for us this season.
So you think it's emboldened you, if anything? You've had to go through that adversity to become the team that you think that you're becoming today and furthermore?
I think it's been great for us, to be honest. I mean, we had to have that sort of bad, sticky run to show us that we're not invincible and we're not going to get anywhere just off reputation. So I think it's really showed a lot of boys, what we need to improve, what we need to work on, and how we're going to do it. And I think days like this is really boosting our confidence and getting us back up there.
Well, speaking of confidence, you were absolutely rocking and rolling at the start of the match. I was speaking about the team, not you personally, but you as well, you as well, Kean, you as well. But Bath kept on coming back. They were relentless. Like, was there a point where you thought these guys might get us?
I think the only thing that changed for us is that our energy was building that first half, and it was building and building and building, and it was almost a tough thing that we had half time to go in, because I think we came out and we were sort of a little bit complacent. It took 2 tries from them down here for us to wake back up and sort of kick back into gear, but I think we did that, and I think we took back control of the game and sort of finished it well. So,
you personally, Paul, what did you particularly like about Kean this evening?
You just couldn't be tackled, full stop. Handing off blokes, making them fall onto the floor, and a crazy offload off the ground, like crazy highlight from today. So yeah, those were my moments from.
Right, let's get stuck in the stuff we all want to know. What's timepiece looking like tonight?
It's gonna be a big one. The boys are gonna be on fire, and looking forward to it.
We've got a trophy around here somewhere. I think we did have a trophy. You've got the BUCS. You've won the BUCS Super Rugby Challenge Shield again for defending your home record. So congratulations to that. But otherwise, congratulations to you, BUCS Super Rugby Player of the Match.
Hell of a game, buddy. Good to see you too.
Thanks for taking the time to join us. Closing remarks from you, Paul. Who's going to win this crazy league?
I think Loughborough might run away with it.
They've lost tonight.
Oh,
they've been defeated.
Of course, but there's still many points ahead, aren't they?
They are still many points
yeah,
ahead.
I don't know. They might regroup, but yeah, my money's on Loughborough.
Your money's on Loughborough. I don't know if we're going to get a coach now. We're not going to get a coach. Do you know what? We got the main man. We got Kean Gentry.
Exactly, man of the match.
And we've had the main man all night. Paul Brown-Bampoe, an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. It's been an honour
to have you for company for this another edition, another nerve-jangling, lung-busting, thrill-riding BUCS Super Rugby Wednesday. Exeter are back on song, and they're the kings of the South-West, having triumph in the showdown. What's next? The women's BUCS Super Rugby. We're going to find out who wins that, so you're going to join us on the stream for that. Then we're going to Leeds Beckett Loughborough, and then it's the men's championship match. All to come in the best league in the land. You know what to do every Wednesday. Tune into our channels. Until then, from Paul and I, We'll see you around the BUCS rugby block.